Hello, it's John, Vince Fisherman. Wake up, John. This is the this is the shop owner's reel he uses for catfishing, and he wanted to know if I'd go through it. And I said, "Yeah, I'd love to do a video on it. I love these ambassadors, you know me. It's dry. You hear the gears? They shouldn't sound like that. It's just dry. So it's a rocket, 6600 CL rocket. So 6.3 to 1. This is probably the epitome of catfish reels right here. So let's take it apart. Let's see what she's made of. It's got the power handle on, which I think it came from the factory with that, but I could be wrong. I'm certainly not a pro rocket expert. This is a lot newer than most of the ambassadors I fool with. So keep that in mind. It's a right hand reel, so everything's right hand again. That's backwards for me. Oh, I gotta take that. Watch me fly the snap ring. Let's see how far it can go. We need to have a contest. How far can that snap ring go? What's the farthest corner in the room can I put a ambassador handle snap ring? There we go. I guarantee there's 25 of them on the floor, and I just started doing reels here last fall. It's just dirty, folks. Just dirty. He said it just didn't cast smooth. Of course, catfishermen don't normally cast a lot unless they're on the bank. And then they usually use a heavier spinning reel. From what I could tell, most people did fairly well there. I had a large haul to take. I had been gathering fishing reels up now for, look how dirty, folks. This thing's going to run like new money when I get it done. Oh, this is interesting. I didn't realize they made the Pro Rockets without the, so the bearings are out in the, what? No, there it is. I was like, why is it stuck in there? Okay, so we got problems with that we need to fix. Been a while since I've done one of these, to be honest with you. I think that just pops off of there. Yeah. So there's your centrifugal weight cage. It should not be that greasy. That's not helping this casting out any. So here's one of your spool bearings. And there's the other, and it should have a shim down in there. There it is. Okay, actually, yes, just one shim. We'll clean those bearings up. They are probably good. Let's look at them. Because if I have to get some bearings for this one, I may have to order them. There you go. There's nothing wrong with that. Yep, nothing wrong with those bearings. We'll come back to this. Let's go ahead and pull this side down and look at the level line on it. We've gone all spring and I had a good soaking rain. Finally got one last night. Hadn't planned on going fishing today anyway, so that's a good thing. It finally will get some water in the creeks. The creeks were looking like summertime already, and it's the beginning of May, so we're going to do another one of these fishing flea markets that I had yesterday, I think in the fall, and I think as the word gets out, we'll get more and more people there. Okay, so you got your 2 plastic spacers, and this thing's just nasty. That's the only thing wrong with this reel. It's just nasty. I'm not going to take that gear off because I'll have to cut it to get it off. I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm just going to clean it really well. Let's look and see what this level line's made of. It's really dirt, folks. He said he cleaned on the level line and the reel sped up a little bit, but unless you can take it apart and really clean these things, they don't really get that clean. There's a lot of dirt up in there that you can't really get to. The pawl looks fine. Let me show you something. And we'll come back and clean this. Oh my gosh. There's no way. Somebody put grease up in it. You don't grease those. You don't grease those. Okay, that's enough of the complaining. Let's go over here. Okay, well the clip is in there. I'm not sure why it wasn't clipped into the spool. Oh, well it's broke. So there you go. I don't have one of those. It may not be completely broke. You don't have to have that part, but when I take the gear, they call it the brake plate out, I like for the shaft to stick to it, but it's not going to make it a bad reel if it doesn't. Let's see here. Let's see. Ambassadeur changed their screws around over the years. Like I said, this is a lot newer than what I usually fool with. Glad to finally have some reels I can do some videos on. I did a little horse trading yesterday and got a couple of reels. I bought a reel for myself for my birthday. I'm going to do a video on it pretty soon. Everything's stuck. Okay. And you're okay, here we go. So it goes, this is how those are the concave convex. They push down against the sleeve. And they changed that sleeve. It'll go either way now. They used to be where you could only put it in there. It would only really work right one way. So we got, these drags are looking a little smoked. I'll have to see if I've got a set of drags for them. I wasn't going to charge them for this free bill. If I got to put drags in, I'll have to charge them. They're about $12. Okay. I mean, I might could reuse those. Yeah. Get the one last drag washer here. So I have done a few with this style drag in it, but not exactly like this reel. Over here, this just pulls off. Carefully, don't bend on it, pry on or nothing. Just try to work it off of there. It usually sticks right in here. Oh, there you go. Got it off without any damage. You got your yoke. Your pinion gear will pop out of the yoke. And this one has the thumb bar on it, so it's a little different. You got a few less pieces on this one, so we're going to take these parts off and clean them. So we're going to be able to get this backing plate really clean. There's a washer right there. I almost missed, so you don't want to lose that. That's the whole reel, folks. I'm going to clean it up. It's going to be nice. It's going to run like new money. Your anti-reverse bearings up in here, and they're known to fall out. So gently clean that. I use WD-40 to clean the covers. It's a little less, it won't really hurt them too bad. So I want to go ahead and clean this up, and I'll get back to you. We're going to put this pretty old reel back together. Well, I had to order parts for this. The grease was packed so tight into this reel that this snapped. Well, I went to, it's just broke. I mean, it's literally just broke in pieces. So we're going to order one of those. And this piece was already broke. Not due to grease, I'm not sure. Somebody just mishandled that. So we're going to get those, but I can go ahead and put some of this back together. And put it in a container to hang on to it for a while. Oh, got that on the wrong side. It gets, we'll go ahead and do the spool, put it in the container. It's probably going to be a week before I get parts in, and I want to make some room here. We're going to put some fast juice in these bearings here. You see how it just soaks right in? That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. So we'll leave that in there, and it'll be fine. You get a bearing back here. We'll snap that in. We'll set that back. Over here on this side of the reel, well, let's go ahead and put the level line. This level line was packed full of grease. And that's what was the biggest thing that's slowing this reel down. Never put grease back in these level lines. It's oil only. I oil that bushing up good. This is not a bearing reel like the C4s, but it's okay. It's still a great reel. We're going to just put this thing back together for our buddy over at the Honey Hole. And I should give him a shout out in my video I did a few days ago. He's the one that puts that fishing flea market on. It's fantastic. He does a great job. We didn't have a whole lot of room to work with, but it worked out. I got there before daylight so I could make sure I get my truck and trailer in the lot. It's kind of small, and literally I wouldn't have had any problems no matter what time of day I showed up. It just worked out. So you spin that till that pops down in there like that. Excuse me, my sniffles. I got the garage door open, and now the allergies are hitting me again, so it is what it is. This grease was, oh shoot, I messed that up. Hang on a second. The grease was so thick in this reel that make sure that level line goes in that slot, and I can pop that hood back down, and that goes in there like that. And you just put this back on, and that's a lot smoother, and I can even do some better with it. So look at that. We'll go ahead and put this side of the reel back together. Just a dab of grease here, here, and here. This sits in there like that. These two plastic spacers go on there. We're going to take this, we're going to give it some Go Fast juice, I like to call it. Give it a little oil. It does not need grease up there. Just a little oil, make it slide. This thing was just packed full of grease. It looked like somebody stuck a a grease gun up in here and just went nuts on it. So I put a little bit of oil on those gears. I do not grease those gears. It literally looked like, see, there's still some right there. A big clump of it. Some of it was like that red, like red and tacky that Lucas makes for big trucks. I never seen nothing like it. All right. We got to slide it all the way back the other way. And this, oops, get it on there right. Come on, John. Let's do this. And get it back up in there like that. And that should do it. Now, why is it wanting to pop back out? That's weird. That's never actually happened. Oh, I see. It was on the spring. Okay, that makes sense. And there we go. Now, if we move that lever, it should move. Oh, there we go. And that gets some oil too for the bait clicker. If you put this thing together and this thing's cocked sideways, it's not together right. Start over. And then our 3 screws. I gotta clean my sinuses here. Just hang on a second. It's we have got pollen so thick on everything. We finally got a rain last night. I washed a ton of that pollen away, but it's still thick. It's horrible. So I ordered parts for this thing this morning. I went on eBay. It's just Dad's old tackle had the parts, but I'm not dealing with Dad's old tackle anymore. So I probably paid too much for the parts, but I'm not dealing with Dad's old tackle. They've done me wrong one too many times, and so I'm done with those guys. All right, on your brake plate, I sprayed the brake plate with Ballistol right here, and it gets this goes on first, and then this goes on. I think I'm doing that right. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. And that sure don't look right, does it? It goes like that. Oh, what did I do wrong here? Oh, I see it slipped. I may have it wrong because I don't do too many right-hand reels, so they are a little bit different, to be honest with you. Maybe I got that on the wrong side. Yeah, it may go like that. Yeah. If I got it wrong, I'll figure it out later. Yeah, I think that's right. And then this will go on. Whoops, I keep putting it on the wrong pin. This will go on like, jeez, what in the world? I'm so used to lefties that, yeah, there we go. That's right there. Yeah, here we go. And this has got to go on in just a minute, but that's how it goes. God, I had trouble getting that off earlier, didn't I? That really snaps on there tight, and it just doesn't want to let go. If I break this, I'm screwed because this part's hard to get. All right, here we go. I'll get it right in a second. I'm a little rusty on the right-handers. Good day. That is crazy. Why is it so tight? Damn. Okay, sorry, pardon my language, but ridiculous. All right, we're going to use lightning lube in this reel. He was complaining of it being really stiff. We're going to fix that for him. There's no use in putting... There's nothing wrong with the pin grease, don't get me wrong, but this stuff here is... It's fantastic. All right. We'll put that on there. A little dab of grease where those contact. A little dab of oil where those slide, where the yoke slides up and down the posts. Now we can put this on there. All right. Just like that. You're going to get a washer. Nothing wrong with these drags. I've already got enough money in this reel. I'm not going to put the carbon tex in it. But these are still good. There's nothing wrong with them. So we'll give this a drop of oil and a drop of oil on there and then put this together. Now we'll do the cowls. I'm sorry about my sinuses. Goodness gracious. This just hit out all of a sudden. I was doing pretty good. Well, yesterday we were out outside all day and they started bothering me then too. We'll do with the lightning lube. We'll make sure we get it down in the teeth. Yeah, I wasted a little bit of lube there, but it's okay. Put that together. It goes down on, meshes with the pinion gear. That's good. Excuse me. And then we'll do some more cowls. The cowl, the smooth drag from Carbon Tex has just a little bit more friction material to it. Wait a minute. Is that right? Yeah. And we'll go with the keyed washer. We'll go down. And we'll do drag washer, and then the eared washer. And our final washer. I actually got them back pretty close to the same order because I can see this was the very top one where it meets that press plate. Put that in there, clean the press, because these have a lot of, I cleaned them in WD-40, so they got a lot of oil on. We don't want that oil there. Not always a great thing. And then your sleeve, your anti-reverse bearings. Now I'm going to use oil in these. And we can go ahead and put this together. There we go. 2 screws. Tighten those down. And I can't really, well, I could put it together, but I'd have to take it back apart. But I gotta wait on that cage to come in. I ordered a dozen of those little plastic snaps for the, they call it a spool, shaft retainer, I think they call it. Okay. Then you got this concave convex washer that goes, one goes bowed up and the other one goes bowed down. It creates like a spring. It goes on right like that. Just a dab of pin grease and screw your star on. And sometimes you have to hold that shaft because it's just usually just a little rough spot in the shaft where the handle sits. There we go. It tried to take off on me, didn't it? All right. Now, a drop of oil in there, the shim, a drop of oil, and we'll put this on there for now. Just to retain it. We can go ahead and put the handle on. So you want your handle washer. It'll be a little more difficult for me to put that retainer in there, but I'll get it. And then you got your snap ring. You don't put your, you can put the nut on, but it's easier to get the snap ring on without the nut. And you can put the nut on. It'll go either way, but there is kind of a difference in each side of the nut. And it's not the end of the world if you don't get it just right. But I do know the difference, so I flip it around. There's just a little bit of a difference in the way they cut the nut. And you back it off just a hair. You want a flat or a point pointing to that hole. It's usually a flat. So when you put this handle retainer on, that screw hole will line up directly with that cap. And just tighten that down. And that's pretty much all I can do to this reel. I'll get a container. I think I've got some containers here somewhere. Just got to open them up. Just found these in storage the other day. That's perfect timing, isn't it? All right, I'll get one out. So we'll put the reel, I'll put it together. I'll throw these broken parts down in the bottom so I can show them that it just fell apart. I'll keep those flyweights off there. I think they fit several different models. We can just kind of put this together. We can try the reel out. It's not too big a deal to do that. Just doesn't have the retainer on it there, so it may do something funky, but we'll try it and see. When you put these together with the thumb bar, it's got to go together correctly. And I'm not getting it together correctly. It's right there. But that don't look right, does it? No. Yeah, there we go. That's got to go like that. That's not in correctly or something. There we go. And we'll screw those down just a little bit snug, because I'll be taking them right back out. So this is a 6600 CL rocket. Yeah, CL rocket, 6600. And it's not going to drive it because the drive plate's not in there. So it's not going to drive the spool, but that's already smoother than it was. And we're going to set this one over on the shelf somewhat place safe and wait for parts to come in. I'll be back when I get those in. All right, I finally got parts in for this reel. Let's put it together. This is that orange rocket that the weight cage is destroyed. It was covered in grease, and the clip was destroyed. So I've got new parts here. I bought enough of these to last for a while. So we'll put them in my little box of tricks down there. So these can be thrown away. These are ours. These are just, well, I might want to save those little weights. If I can get them, yeah, we can save those weights and put them on another reel maybe. If we need them. They'll only work on the plastic cages, but that's fine. You never know. You save everything you can. And that's the broken one. So there's the broken parts. I've got a box of parts down here I keep for these things. We'll put all those extras I bought in here. I'll have them. All these extra weights go in here. Almost all those parts are from used reels that I've got in and were too destroyed to do anything with. I just took off of them what I could use. If they had bent frames or whatever, I don't put nothing back out there in use that wouldn't be good to use. So now, next thing is the weight cage. Got one of those. That's all you need. Don't do too many reels that have this newer style weight cage. I've done a couple. He had 2 weights pulled out, so that's what we're going to pull out on. You need to always make sure you've got to be careful. You'll break a brand new cage. Make sure you pull the weights out across from each other. You know? So let's take this apart and fix it. I've been sitting on it a few days now, waiting on these parts to come in. eBay shipping's been pretty decent. I've been rather impressed. I know a lot of that has to do with the seller, right? It doesn't have anything to do with eBay itself. Okay, so this snaps in. I don't remember if it matters which way it goes or not. Yes, it does. It goes in like this. I figured it was a rhyme or a reason to it. So that, oh, guess what I did? I let the, so here I got to take a brand new weight cage off. Boy, if I break this, I'm going to be pissed. Okay. This is stupidity. I've had one of those days, you know. Oh my gosh. This is stupidity. I had this thing fixed and had to take it back apart. This is stupidity. There we go. No harm, no foul. Yep. I let the weight, the shim get sideways before I put the bearing in. God, I'm going back to bed and it's like 6 o'clock at night. So maybe I should just go on to bed and just get up and try again tomorrow, folks. There we go. So that is done. And I'm going to show you how this works with these little clips. You got to take, not the easiest thing to do with the reel together, but oh my gosh, are you serious? It's going to keep moving. It's got the instant anti-reverse, so if it moves a little bit, it's going to move a lot. You'll take this shaft in there and stick it through, and this goes in. You think it would go with the little tabs up, but no, it goes the other way around. Oh goodness. I'm telling you, my hands They're just tired or something. Whew. It may not go but the other way, but I've always had luck putting them on. Here we go. There it is. You have to slide it. I forgot that. Being brand new, you really got to slide it. There's no way to cheat at that. And of course, now it doesn't want to catch a thread. Why is that? This would have been a whole lot easier to done before I put this flipping. All right, now you can put your spool on there. Make sure your fly weights are in. I always do it like this. That way they go up in there, and then you can put your reel back together. Oh, this one's got the thumb bar. So I got to look at it and see how it goes. It goes like this. Like the thumb bar reels, and I'm not complaining. I'm just... You got to kind of hold your thumb bar up when you put that together, and it will fall into place. So I'll run this back over to the store owner. I'm going to be going to Salem either tomorrow or Monday. So this being Friday, so it may be the weekend. I don't know if he needs his reel or not, but I'll get to him as soon as I can. And why am I using this old Snap-on Craftsman wore-out screwdriver that I use for a pry bar? We'll go to a good screwdriver. Good old Snap-on, man. You can't beat it. Still noisy. Don't know why. Don't know why that reel's still noisy. Sometimes you can seat them in and they quieten down. Makes absolutely no sense. There is nothing wrong with this reel. The noise is coming from the brake plate side or gearbox side. Couldn't tell you why. Let's listen to it. I've never had a Ambassador that noisy before. Huh. Well, guess what we're going to do? We'll find out why it's noisy. Whew. I am in this thing too deep already, you know. Had to order parts. I told him I'd do it for nothing, so yeah. I'm getting hurt on this one a little bit. I don't understand why it's making the sound. I gotta go find out though. The mechanic in me can't let that go, you know. I gotta look at it. Maybe there's something on the gear that I missed. I cleaned the gear really well, both gears, really, really well. That's disheartening because I really expected this reel to be smoother than that. All right, to remove that spool, when you got the actual right plastic cap on there, you'll just kind of pull it off, and you'll get that back out. But that's to hold that spool in place. We'll take that back out of there. So when you can change spools out on the water. All right, let's take these two guys out. Let's see what's wrong with this bad boy. I mean, short of putting other gears in it, there ain't nothing else I can do with it. No. Stop it. Yeah. The gears are just worn. Unfortunately, they're just worn. He's been winching on some stuff, that's for sure. I don't know what to do about that. Maybe the gear lube will, or the grease will shut it up. I don't know. So we'll put it back together here. That's about all I can do with it. I don't know what else to tell him on it. These things happen sometimes. He said he's caught a lot of big cats on the James River, probably on down towards the what we call the lower James, down towards Richmond and past that, almost probably till it empties into the bay. That's some big cat water down there. The cat fishermen are in love with it down through there. That's where they spend most of their time. I'm disappointed I couldn't fix this for him. I just feel like a failure on it, you know. But I also know, being a mechanic, that sometimes it just happens that way, you know. It's, if something's wore out, it's wore out. There's not a dang thing you can do about wore out besides replace it, rebuild it, whatever you want to call it. It's about all you can really do with it. I gave it my best shot, as we say. Yeah, it's still just noisy as it can be. Just as noisy as it can be. Even just moving it a little bit, it sounds like hell. I don't know what to do with that. I really don't. All right, we got that. We'll put the cover on it. I don't know why, I just can't seem to get my fingers to work today. Slide those counterweights in. He only, like I said, he only had 2 of them out. And we'll put that in there, and it should go all the way down past that ring. Lift up on your thumb release, and there it goes. Well, heck, that's a bummer, you know. I'm not looking for customers, but I would, you know, I don't do this for a living, but I do like to help out everybody I can. And I didn't help this fella out, that's for sure. It's a reusable reel now. It had a bunch of broken parts. It was way overpacked in grease. That broke a couple of those parts, but this issue here has nothing to do with grease. Maybe lack of at some point, but nothing to do with grease. You'll hear when I get it back together, it's going to be about the same. Okay. You put your nut back on. Trick on that nut, I think it's a 10 millimeter, but anyway, I just use a pair. But if you want to know where it goes, to where your little nut lock goes back on it, there'll always be a flat right to the hole, and you'll see it'll line right up. Sometimes it's a point. It's usually a flat. Can't do nothing with it. It's a little quieter, but it would have to be a whole lot quieter than that. Man, I'm ready just to go upstairs and go to sleep. I've done had enough for today. That's just ridiculous. It really is. That thing should be run like a Swiss watch. It should be run like a Swiss reel. What it should be run like. I guess it's just met its match for time and use. If he's hooked a lot of big cats, he's been winching on it. I didn't see what kind of line he had on it. That's usually a telltale sign. I can look at the line and say, this reel's going to be bad. But I never did see what he had on there. It was empty when I got it. So if it's got 30-pound test on it, you know, these reels are not made for that. The max weight line on this reel is 20-pound test, you know, and you're only going to get about half that in drag. It's casting really, it's going to cast really good. I mean, I don't have any line on. If I had line on it and did that, it would go about 3 or 4 times. So it's smooth as I can get it, but that's the best I can do. Well, hope you'll see the video too and know that I did what I could for it. So that's the best I can do. This is John Bench Fisherman. Take a kid fishing. The weather's beautiful right now. I mean, this is one of the prettiest springs I ever remember. We got all our pollen out of the way pretty quick. It's been pretty amazing. So, like I said, take a kid fishing, enjoy life a little bit. And, yeah, like, subscribe, and appreciate you watching. Stick around for the next one. It's John Bench Fisherman. Y'all take care. Oh.